Today we're here to talk about the JB Platinum series of vacuum pumps. The first thing you do when you buy your new JB vacuum pump is fill it with oil. Running the pump without oil can cause severe damage. So in the box with your Platinum pump, there will be a quart of black gold JB vacuum pump oil. Oil is used for three things in a vacuum pump. It's a lubricant, a coolant, and also a sealant. So the oil level is very important in an oil-sealed rotary vane vacuum pump. If the oil level is too low, you won't seal the pump and achieve a deep micron vacuum, which is required in the HVAC industry. Too much or overfilling will force oil out the back exhaust. JB's Black Gold vacuum pump oil is a hydroprocess oil, which is very clear, which helps view contaminants as you're evacuating the system. Two ways to fill the oil. Ensure that the oil drain is closed. Remove the oil cap from your JB Platinum vacuum pump. You can use the cone that comes with the Black Gold oil. Cut it at a level that's desired of speed fill. Insert it into the oil fill and just let it fill. Or you can simply use any available funnel, stick into the pump, and drain the oil. Again, monitoring the level the whole time. If you overfill the oil a little bit, what I recommend doing is just draining a small amount until the desired level is reached. The oil level is clearly marked on the Platinum pump. There are two bars with the words oil level. You want to be right along that line or slightly higher than the center of the sight glass. To drain your Platinum series vacuum pump, it's always best to do when it was hot, as it will drain faster, as the viscosity is lower, and also will eliminate contaminants along with the oil. To drain the oil, you simply open the drain valve. The oil valve is actually a valve. It's not just a screw with an O-ring, so you can't open it too much where it would fall off into the bucket like some of the competition. So fully open it all the way and let it drain. Again, the hotter the oil, the better, as it will drain faster. One of the tricks of the trade to drain oil a little bit faster, you can actually start your pump and cover the exhaust, which will force the oil through the oil drain. So I'll start the pump, loosen a cap, and then open the valve. Now by gently pressing my hand on the exhaust, I'm forcing the oil out of the oil drain. We recommend that oil is changed after every job. One way to ensure that your oil is still good is to use a vacuum pump micron gauge. Attach it directly to the pump. If you achieve 50 microns or lower, your oil is still good. If not, it's time to change your oil. You can't always tell just by looking at the oil if it needs to be changed or not. So that's why a micron is a must tool for a HVAC technician. Some of the key features of your JB Platinum vacuum pump are a gas ballast valve. What a gas ballast valve does is preserve the life of your oil by introducing a little bit of atmospheric pressure into the second stage of the vacuum pump. When you compress water vapor, it liquefies and emulsifies with your oil. A ballast valve will allow that water vapor to exit through the exhaust before it becomes water that can contaminate your oil. By using a gas ballast valve routinely will help preserve the life of your oil and prevent you from changing it more often. Another important feature of a Platinum pump are multi-dimensional ports on the intake. We have 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch intake ports. So you can connect to any manifold or system that you want without having to use adapters. Another feature is the blank off or isolation valve. This is an integral valve into your pump which allows you to, one, blank off the system so you could change oil during a job without having to break your vacuum. Another way it can be used, if you don't have a manifold or another valve on your system, is to blank off the vacuum to your system and check for a micron gauge rising, which would indicate either moisture or a leak in your system. Another nice benefit of a JB Platinum vacuum pump is the exhaust cap plug. This plug serves two functions. One is it gives you a plug when you transport your pump. So if your pump were to fall over in your back of your truck, oil won't leak out through the exhaust. It also serves as a way to cap your pump off and protect the oil in your pump from moisture, particularly on hot, humid days. Another important feature of the JB Platinum vacuum pump is a low-profile rocker switch. The low-profile rocker switch prevents it from accidentally being turned off during evacuation. Another feature is one you can't see, but there's an integral check valve in the pump. And what this does, if you're on an evacuation job, perhaps you leave it overnight running, and you lose power or someone kicks your plug out, this ball valve will prevent oil from backing up into your system. How many times have you been on a job on a rooftop where you need to get your pump up and you didn't want to carry it up a ladder? Well, JB's designed a way around that with this lift ring where you can slide a rope through there and pull it up safely to a rooftop. The motor on all JB Platinum pumps are half horsepower, start capacitor, tested for cold starts, low amperage. When you need it to start, the JB pump will. As with all JB pumps, the Platinum series is manufactured in the USA here in Aurora, Illinois. From the aluminum die castings, to the brass fittings, to the internal cartridge components, everything is finished machine here to our strict tolerances. They're all 100% tested on the line for hours and measured for ultimate vacuum, CFM, noise, and heat. You can be assured when you buy a JB vacuum pump that it's been 100% tested and will work properly right out of the box.